What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt. I'm Derek, and today the Child's Play franchise reviews keep going. We are on number 6 out of 7, so we're almost at the end. But I am talking about Curse of Chucky today. It was directed by Don Mancini, and they released this back in 2013. So, I'm going to talk spoilers about this movie, as I do with most of my movies. Here's your warning. Okay. Super quick plot synopsis. Chucky returns to finish some unfinished business. Now, who's in Curse of Chucky? We have Fiona Dourif as Nika Pierce. Brad Dourif. I wonder if they're related. Spoiler, they are. Brad Dourif as Chucky / Charles Lee Ray. We got some Charles Lee Ray action in this movie. Danielle Basutti, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, as Barbara Pierce, and Brennan Elliott as Ian. I don't know what his last name is, but moving on. So, what's good about Curse of Chucky? First off, this was a much needed return to form after the disaster that came before it. And just a quick spoiler, guys. Yes, I did literally just record the Seed of Chucky review, so I'm still a little bit fired up from that, which, if you didn't watch that, check it out. It's fun, I promise. Now, I thought it was very unique in this movie that our main character was paralyzed. She was in a wheelchair, and that's Nika Pierce. Many of you would be like, there have been plenty of other handicapped people in horror movies. Yeah, no, there has. Will from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, the dude from Friday the 13th Part 2, the annoying guy in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, there've been them. But they haven't been like the main character. It's not like Will from Nightmare on Elm Street 3 was Kristen. Kristen was our main character in Nightmare on Elm Street 3. So, she is up front and center and absolutely awesome. I thought Fiona Dourif did great and was a great addition to the growing of this franchise. One scene that I really enjoyed in this movie, of course, is the dinner scene with the chili that is so hearty and so filled with rat poison. At least one of the bowls. They got this Russian roulette game going on. And I remember the first time that I watched this movie, I was like, okay, we're going to track it. Who's going to get it? By process of elimination, you know damn good and well who's going to get it. Because 5 of the 6 at the table are family. The other one's a priest. Probably going to be the priest. But I still loved the way that scene was just crafted. And it added a layer of suspense. The kills were good in this movie. Like the priest that I just previously mentioned. He ended up getting decapitated. Name what movie that's from. Getting decapitated because he gets in a car accident, because obviously he's, rat poisoned out, and then stabbed to the eye. Frickin' Ian getting his jaw cut off. Yeah, the kills were very good in this one, or at least fun. They didn't have to be the goriest in the world, but at least they were entertaining. Chucky was good again, because I was not a fan. I didn't even mention Brad, like every single other review, I mentioned how awesome Brad Dourif was. Seeing Chucky as a parent, nope, did not like it. Didn't even put it in my wits. Bad. Screw it. This, Chucky was good again, cracking the one-liners and killing bitches left and right. And I don't mean just women, I mean dudes too. Lines, look, everything. I also, one thing that I remember back when this movie came out was seeing the poster for the first time. And I was like, how is Chucky looking the way he's looking right now? Because he doesn't look cut up and stitched up. I was like, they're already kind of off on a bad note right now. But the way they explained it throughout the movie, that they actually applied prosthetics to Chucky that eventually Barb peels off. And then you get that stitching. It was just good. It was good how it was done. And I was like, okay, all right. That was my biggest fear going into the movie, was that. And they quelled it very quickly. One thing I liked is how Dawn swerved the audience hard, because there is a nanny. And anybody, myself included, you thought the dad was having a thing with the nanny. All right? Nope. It was the wife. So, good job, Don. Good job on that one. I love the fact that Tiffany made an appearance at the end. Because since this was a return to form, you didn't know what was going to happen with it. And she kind of comes out of nowhere. It is very similar to Bride of Chucky, but they definitely upped the gore factor in it. And I can't remember her line exactly, but just the fact that she was back and presented as she was, awesome. This movie also very rare for the Child's Play movies. It ends on a darker note, because if you think of 1, 2, and 3, and even Bride, Chucky gets killed every single time. Now, some of you might say, well, what about the post-credit scene? Well, to then I say, look in Cult of Chucky. But Chucky wins at the end, and that was good to see because, like, you think back to Seed, and it's like Tiffany and Glenn and Glenda, let's not even think about that. Chucky literally dies at the end of every single Child's Play movie. So the fact that he actually gets to play Hide the Soul, successfully too, by the way, was definitely a welcomed change. As I already said about a post-credit scene. Yes, the post-credit scene was awesome and got everybody excited. Andy Barclay is back. That was a great addition to this movie. And I like how this movie tied back to the original. It wasn't some amulet that they photoshopped in a picture. It wasn't made in Japan. This was the family that Charles Lee Ray was kind of messing with right before he got caught, because the events lead into Child's Play 1. So I thought that was very well done, especially considering the last 2 times, in my opinion, landed flat on their face with it. So what is bad about Curse of Chucky? Because there is some bad stuff too. One thing that pissed me off was the people in the movie. Now, I like them. I really do. But can we just, instead of just, get away from the doll, put him down, could you just say, that doll is a fucking killer and will kill you dead. Put it down. Don't say just stay away from it. A little more context. I mean, they're probably not going to believe you. Let's be honest about that right out of the gate. But at least you will have exhausted every single option imaginable. This one, and probably my biggest negative that I really will knock this movie a lot for, is how was Chucky still a doll and not even turning human by the time Nika cuts his head off with the hatchet? How? It's just a massive fuck up in my mind. Because you look back to 1, 2, 3, all of them. Chucky gets cut. He's bleeding. And I mean, he's been Chucky, obviously, for quite a while in this movie. So he should be turning human or bleeding. No, not in this movie. I know I said forget Seed, but I'm going to reference Seed right now. When Tony Gardner flips Tiffany over right after she got, brought back to life and unscrews it to, check the back and stuff, there was flesh, blood, not flesh, but internalness. There was goo, we'll say that much, in her back. But she lops her head off, or lops Chucky's head off, nothing. It's just attached. And then she stabs him later on, and it's stuffing. Which we've already kind of established in the movie that Chucky is made of rubber from 2 and even 3, because it was made in the same plant. So I don't get where the stuffing came from. I thought that was just a massive screw up on their behalf, and it does hurt the movie for me quite a bit. I got 2 things. Sorry, not lastly. When Chucky's coming down the stairs after he pushes Nika off in the wheelchair, which was a cool scene, by the way, you can tell that's a double walking down the stairs. The legs are way too long to be Chucky's. So, last thing I'm going to mention is Ian, the dad. He had the potential to be one of the better characters in this franchise. I mean, planning the nanny cam on Chucky to catch his wife cheating on him. He's kind of a smart ass. I was liking him. But then when it got to the point Where's Alice? I'm gonna look back at the footage. Oh wait, I'm clearly seeing stuff that the doll isn't. Oh my god, he's moving on his own. What? Oh no. Had potential to be one of the best, and then he ended up being one of the dumbest bastards in this franchise. So that was disappointing to see. But anyways, rewatch by review. Would I rewatch Curse of Chucky? Yes. Will I buy it? Already have. Got 1 through 6, that pack when it came out. What score am I going to give Curse of Chucky? I'm going to give Curse of Chucky a 7. It is a step back in the right direction, thank God. While it is not perfect, it's still miles better than the 2 previous entries, Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky. It was, up until this point, which you'll have to see when I talk about Colt, it is the best of Chucky movie that has been released up until this point, in my opinion. But that will do it for Curse of Chucky, guys. Make sure to comment down below your thoughts on this movie. Did you like it? Do you hate it? Let's talk about it. Drop a like on this if you enjoyed yourself today, and consider subscribing to the channel because I would greatly appreciate it so much. So please, I implore you. But until next time, have a good one, guys.